This is America. The greatest atrocity against mankind. American chattel slavery. If you traced your lineage, what would you find? Do you know where your roots lead to?
Celebrate the foundational Black American culture of freedom fighting and resistance with the first annual Aretha 5K run. This cultural experience will honor our FBA ancestors and icons while harnessing energy from our past to power our future. There will be security at this event to ensure everyone has a safe and enjoyable experience. Aretha Run is a cultural event for family and friends. Strollers and wheelchairs are welcome. The in-person event will include a free 1-mile fun walk and will be held on December 17th in Tampa, Florida. Unable to make the live event, you can also participate virtually anywhere from December 17th to December 30th. All registered participants will receive the official Aretha Run finisher medal, t-shirt, and more with the ability to upload their race time to the official site. Live event participants will receive the time race scores, professional finisher photo, video, and your name will be announced as you're welcomed across the finish line. Enjoy the post-race after party and refuel with a traditional FBA breakfast. You can also help us settle fun family debates like sugar or salt and grits. Prepare with family workouts and runs and post on social media using the hashtag ArethaRun. For registered info and sponsorship opportunities, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Click the link in the bio. Hope to see you all there.
Grace and peace, Black family. This is Vicky Dillard, your sister with the curl. Grace and peace, Black family. This is Vicky Dillard, your sister with the curly braids. And I want you to get ready for the new Master Elements project, The Spear and the Shield.
This vaccine isn't experimental. It's like a dandelion. You overlook it for their weird science.
DJ RP Beats and Sincere Love the God have taken this time during the pandemic to carefully craft the soundtrack to Black empowerment with hot tracks like God Mine, featuring Sadat X of the legendary group Brand Nubians.
We never die. I made an ancestral shrine. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen, I'm a law in a person of sincere of the God. That mean your arms too short like Carl Anthony Shaw.
God painted me black.
God painted me black. Thanks for that. I'm a original man.
A letter to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
I say to the ancestors. Dear Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, I just wanted to thank you for all the lessons you left us. So yes, I'm more than grateful.
And the controversial song Buck Breaking God today.
Why every black show they gotta have a transgender? Either I'm crazy or there's gotta be a planned agenda.
Get ready, Black family. This is a much needed project. This is The Spear and the Shield.
Well, we've been trapped into that thing called African descent, because I really don't know what that means. Because the white supremacists themselves said, hey, we're Africans too. Open any anthropology book, and the white supremacists themselves say, we originated in Africa. All people originated in Africa, including white people. So if you're talking about African descent, so what are you talking about? I'm African too. And then the white supremacists, if they tell the truth, they'll say, hey boy, wake up and smell the coffee. It ain't where you're from. See, you black people got a thing about where you're from. It's what you are now and what you will be. It ain't where you're from. Everybody's from somewhere. So what? It's who has the power, boy. You ain't noticed that? Who has the power and how did they get it? And we know more about that than anybody because we got it and you ain't. Now figure that one out. Now you can talk about where you're from all day long and you can talk about where I'm from. So what? Where you're from is where you are now and where you can go and what you can do when you get there each and every time. And nobody can stop you. And as a white supremacist, I ain't found nobody who can match that. Now that's the voice of the white supremacists.
Mm-hmm.
So we should get out of this thing of studying our navels. You know, that's what I call it.
Okay.
Sitting in a corner and talking about, well, you know, I got some great ancestors. Well, what does the code say about ancestors? You know what I say when people ask me about my ancestors? I say this, what I've written in the book. My ancestor invented breathing. And I never say nothing else. That's all I have to say. I don't look at any books and all like that. When I started talking about ancestors, and they started talking about what your ancestors did and going and picking through this and this artifact and that artifact, I never paid any attention to any of that. I simply say, Neely Fuller's going under this ancestor invented breathing. Why? Why do I know my ancestor invented breathing? Because I'm breathing. I could not be breathing without my ancestor inventing a thing called breathing. And it doesn't get any better than breathing. That's why I say that's the only artifact I need.
Okay.
It doesn't get, I don't know of anything better than breathing.
Okay.
For a person, an animal, a plant, or whatever. I don't know of anything. Whatever invented breathing, that was my ancestor.
Huh.
So now we can just, you know, when we sit down, it's the practical reason for this. Because, see, the white supremacists sit there and say, well, tell me all about your ancestors. You know, before you can get this job, I mean, you got to show me your background. I mean, have your people ever done anything worthwhile, blah, 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 blah. That's a trick. That's a massive trick. That's just something to take up a whole lot of your time and exhaust you, which the white supremacists are good at. So you just simply say, oh, my ancestor invented breathing. All right? So we can move on to something else.
Okay.
Right quick. Bam. Just like that.
Alrighty.
The codification is about moving fast right out the gate.
Most resilient, we poster children of prophecy fulfillment. We gotta be God's children.
Hi. We are here. Trying to figure out how we gonna do this thing. First of all, let me switch this up right here real quick. Boom. How about that? Because we got stood up tonight, y'all. I don't know what happened with our guest, but she didn't make it. It's all good. These things happen. As y'all know, we're supposed to be here for another episode of the Black Business Showcase, but I don't know. We lost communication with our guest for this evening, and so hopefully everything is all right with her. Hopefully everything is good on her side of things, and we'll chop it up with her, see if we can't get her rescheduled for another day. But me and my sister nyctegur is here though. We're gonna chop up some good old game like we know how to do.
Yep.
And so welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of SincereluvdagodCast. I am the God Sincere Love, and this is my lovely co-host, nyctegur. Peace to the family. What's going on with y'all?
What's up, Nikki the God? Crown 808. Everybody come on in. We still gonna have fun tonight.
Yes, indeed. Hit that like button on your way in. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast. Also, share this out. Let everybody know that we live real quick. Put this on your social medias and let everybody know that we are live right now. And we're going to have an impromptu episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. We usually do this on Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time, where we just chop up game, talk about current events and other important issues that are pertinent to Black society. But we're going to do that tonight because normally this is when we have the Black Business Showcase, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, Wednesdays and Thursdays. And so we got to be like water. We got to be swift and changeable. We got to be like water, and we got to be able to just adapt to different circumstances. These things happen from time to time. Shout out to Black Alpha Network in the building. And so listen, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, why not? I'm going to drop the link in the chat, man.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to drop the link in the chat. It's going to be an open floor tonight. Anybody that wants to come on and add to the conversation is welcome to do so. We could bring different people in and out throughout the broadcast. If people want to join, there go the link right there. There go the link right there for anybody that wants to pull up. All right. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. And so we got any like announcements, stuff like that we need to get out the way early? Well, let me shout out my dear sister.
Know if I should announce that.
No, not yet. Not yet. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, then we're gonna hold off on that.
No, yeah. Okay, yeah.
You'll hold off on that.
Yeah, we keep secrets over here from y'all. We keep secrets from y'all from time to time. But when it's appropriate, we'll make some announcements.
Let me see. Media. All right. So shout out to our moderator, our virtual assistant, the lovely Crown 808, your virtual assistant. Got to give her a big shout out. She's an HR generalist. She handles emails and calendars for you, your business, whatever you got going on. Event planning, travel, research projects, project management, proposals, contracts. She's a board of directors liaison. She's a strategic thought partner. And if you need her assistance, you can hit her up at 205-509-7083 or info@crowned808.com. Also, make sure that you follow her on IG and Facebook at crowned808.com. Again, the phone number is 205-509-7083. Email is info@crowned808.com. And on social media, she's at crowned808.com. So hit her up for all of your virtual assistant needs. Family.
Let me just add, as I always do, no one wants to work with someone, especially virtually, that's ugly. She's beautiful. So that's just, a bonus. Your virtual assistant can actually be gorgeous, right? So make sure you
inside and out. Inside and out. Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate that. They go the phone number right there on your screen. If you need to hit up our sister for some assistance. I know is Taharka live right now?
He is live right now, and he's actually calling for one of Tariq's spokesmen, right, to come and explain what FBA is. We've already explained it. There's nothing else to explain. Stop playing, Taharka. Stop playing, Taharka.
Yeah, Taharka be playing. Let me see if I could do something real quick. Hold on a second. Taharka be playing games like he don't know what it is. You know what it is, bro. Oh, he's not live yet. He's not live yet. Oh, he's going to be live at 10 p.m.
It's 7, my bad.
He's going to be live at 10 p.m. And so we should still be live when he goes live. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream his stream over here. I'm gonna stream his stream over here, and we could kind of eavesdrop a little bit on the conversation, and we can add our 2 cents. You know what I'm
So what
talking
he
about?
did today, he posted on his Instagram, he tags Tariq and says, send the best representative so we can be clear on the FBA position.
How many times do I have to tell this man there is no representative of FBA? We don't have representatives, family. We are it is a lineage. I kept trying to reiterate that over and over. For those that don't know, we talking about brother named Taharka Bey. He has a channel. I'll give him a shout out. He's a good brother. He does good work for the most part. Morris World TV.
Time to time.
Morris World TV. One of our Morris brothers. Shout out to Taharka Bey. But he had a broadcast the other night where he was, I guess it was supposed to be about frauds in the black community, frauds in the so-called conscious community, or whatever the case may be. And part of the conversation, the FBA thing came up. Tariq's name came up. FBA came up. And so...
It was on the flyer.
Huh?
Tariq was on the flyer.
Oh, yeah. Tariq was on the flyer.
On that promo flyer.
Yeah.
Dr. Umar. Who else he had? He had Dr. Umar. He had Tariq. He had, what's his name? Malik Zulu Shabazz.
Who he's done a billion broadcasts about Malik, by the way. Exactly. He's done a billion broadcasts about Malik, and I tuned into one of them, like almost a whole broadcast, and it was very good. It was very good. It did raise my eyebrows a little bit about certain things, so I'll give him that. I'm not saying he's just trolling and shooting the shit. I'm not saying that at all. I think he brings good information to the table. He's very provocative. That's all. You know what I mean? But
provocative, but what I've learned from watching him for a little while, so it's not a coincidence to me that he's actually today broadcast solely on Tariq. So what I suspect is going to happen is he's been preparing for this for the longest time, especially since Tariq raised that $1 million. And now that he has secured that building, tonight will be the PowerPoint presentation. This is where I feel like it's going. That's what I think.
You think so? Because I thought when I saw that he was doing that show tonight, I thought that was basically in response to the conversation that we had the other night. You know what I mean? Like, let's just have a full out conversation about this.
That's not how he works.
Because this was the flyer right here. Oh, I don't want to click on it because it's gonna start moving. But the second one to the right. This is number 1. This is number 2 right here. And so Taj Tariq Bey is on there. He got Tone Tits and Strappy back there. Dr. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, and Malik Zulu Shabazz. And the title was Too Many Scammers and Schemers. Who's real? And so I didn't hear the whole broadcast. I came in when they was talking about the FBA thing. And I ended up clicking the link and getting on the broadcast, trying to bring some clarity and explain basically that Foundational Black Americans is not a group. It's not an organization. It's not a political movement. It's a lineage, period, point blank, full stop. But, the way that he does his broadcast, he just likes to talk over people, cut you off, don't really let you get your point on, kind of derail the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And plus there was multiple people that he had on at the same time. So we was kind of all trying to get our shit off at once. So it was semi-productive, semi-constructive, but not as constructive as it could have been. Nah, not Bucci Bear. Nah, not Bucci Bear. Not Bucci Bear. I'm not going to put Taharka in that category. Nah, he's not in that category. He just knows how to stir shit up in order to attract viewership and things of that nature to his channel and all of that. But at the same time, he does have good information also. He's not just a troll. No.
I just found it interesting, though, that, the first part of it, because I looked at it, started before, you got in. I started listening to it, and I think I sent it over to you guys in the materials. And pretty much the conversation was FBA. If you just want to keep it a buck. And that broadcast itself went on for over 3 hours. because if we're gonna keep it a buck, Tariq is a hot topic, and then you had a lot of people that are FBA, you know, and actually one of Taharka's moderators, who's always there moderating for him. His name is Crypto, by the way. Crypto was even like explaining it how Sincere was explaining it, but I guess they were still almost trying to do with to me, this is my opinion, you know, the tethers do in the spaces, you know, still trying to make us a group. And no matter how much you say that this is not a lineage, this is not a group, you know, the same as, you know, X, Y, and Z, they were still kind of jabbed in that group thing. And it's like, I already explained this, you know what I'm saying, many times. So, yeah.
Right. And kind of putting Tariq in that leadership bag and talking about what he should do and, you know, all of this stuff. And, you know, I don't like to get in conversations with people where I'm speaking for or defending another man. Tariq can speak for himself. He can defend himself. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do that. But I feel personally insulted when people do that, because you're insulting me. You're just saying that I'm following behind somebody, you know, blindly or whatever the case may be, that this person is misleading all of us and we're just mindless followers. That's how I take that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm defending myself when I'm speaking out, and I go, you know, have these conversations with people, because I'm personally offended by that. Like, you know, I have a brain, I have discernment,
right?
You know, I'm a critical thinker. You know what I mean? I know how to cross-examine information and, you know, figure out what's good and what's not good. And you're doing straw man arguments because you can't argue with what's actually being said. You can't argue with the actual ideology itself. So you have to make it something else so that you can have an argument, because there is no argument about whether we are a unique lineage group or not. You want to argue about the name, whether it's black or whatever the case may be, but there's no argument that we have a unique history and culture and we are the most influential culture on the planet. There's no argument about that. So you have to turn it into a group or an organization to create these straw man arguments. And you got to talk real loud and real fast and keep changing the subject and bringing it down this way so that we don't get that clarity. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I love how too you slid in there. You were like, Taharka, because you're foundational Black American. I think you said it like 2 or 3 times, and he was like, yeah, like he even. It's like, yeah. Okay, so you understand then that it's a lineage, right? So, but yeah, it was definitely trying to create strongman arguments. Again, I rock with him with a lot of the things he says and put out there.
He's cool.
I'm so more than certain that today, right, there will be some type of PowerPoint presentation going on. And it's not a coincidence to me, because everybody likes to focus on the money that was raised. Tariq has not gun up anybody's head who chose to donate, number one, and everyone knew where money was going, right? And Tariq has always said that he's nobody's leader. Period, point blank. So, and when we're talking about liberating your people, X, Y, and Z, my thing is, what are you doing to liberate your people? I don't like when people focus on what other people are doing. Just talk about what you're doing. Show us the receipts on what you're doing. And I'm not saying that he's not doing anything, but you're creating content on YouTube. You sell shirts and stuff like that. You sell merch and everything. Is that to build the community, or is that going for you?
Right.
I'm just asking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking. So I don't like when people do stuff right.
And the thing is, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's no one path to liberation. And so if you don't agree with the path of FBA or whatever the case may be, if you don't agree with what Tariq is saying and doing, then you just do your own thing. You do what you feel needs to be done. Do what you feel needs to be done. We'll meet you at the finish line. No big deal. Right. No big deal. But the question of the question of his broadcast tonight is where'd it go?
Which one from his
foundational Black Americans, please help us understand your. Oh, he changed it. It says something else earlier, but it It says, foundational Black Americans, please help us understand your direction. And so again, that's still putting it into like a group context. But earlier it says something else. It said like make it make sense or something like that. It says this will be
on his Instagram. It says, FBA stand up. Someone please make FBA calling all FBAs to join the panel. Tariq, send me your best representative so we can become FBA position.
Yes.
Reparations, delineation, tables.
It says this will be a completely respectful dialogue. No disrespect will be tolerated on Morris World TV. And so that's good. But not only should it not be disrespectful to Taharka, it should also be constructive, and it should have some order. In order to get to an understanding, you have to have some order. It's not just a screaming match, and every time somebody says one key word, you just jump in and cut them off and don't let people finish their point. Then you're not going to get no understanding, and you're really not looking for no understanding when you do that. So not only should it be a respectful conversation, it should be an orderly conversation. Let's have some order.
Let's have some order up in here
as civilized people, because
and women.
Right, if you feel your information is correct, then you shouldn't have a problem letting me finish talking. Let me finish speaking and saying what I got to say. You shouldn't have to cut me off every time I open my mouth. You know what I'm saying? And it's his platform, so I can't tell you how to run your platform. And it is what it is. I don't feel no type of way about it. I'm just giving my opinion about how a constructive conversation should be conducted.
Agreed.
But yeah, it was fun though. It was fun.
It was definitely fun. It was definitely entertaining. I was just in the comments. Of course, you had it was a lot of FBA support. So definitely me just kind of listening and being in the comments, there was so much FBA support. And then you had the one or two trolls, the Tariq haters that come up in there, of course, pocket watching as usual, right? But I felt like in the comment on what I said, the percentage of the people that support what FBA stood for and doing, I felt like that was greater than the BS.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. And you said it a little bit earlier. You said, Tariq is a hot topic. He's trending every other day on Twitter. And people like him understand how these platforms work. Even Bucci Bear, they understand how these platforms work. Putting Tariq's name in the title is going to get you more traction than not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And notice we rock with Tariq over here. We rock with Tariq heavy over here. I don't think his name is in not one of our titles.
Nope.
We've been doing this for like almost a year. His name is not in not one of our titles. I don't even think he's been on any of our thumbnails, our flyers, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do this just for views, just for the clickbait. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this I'm trying to really have an impact on the people who resonate with the sound of my voice. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't have to ride somebody else's wave to try to boost my platform or whatever the case may be. We're going to grow at the pace that we're supposed to grow at. Now, will we talk about Tariq? Of course. Will we use his name in the title if it makes sense? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we're not going to do it just to do it. Just to get extra views.
Clicks, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm just so not surprised. Honestly, I was looking for it. I was waiting for it. And when it came on my radio, I was like, we got to go over here because as soon as he goes on the building, I was just waiting on it. And you notice it's always about, how is this money? How is that museum going to help liberate our people? Well, he never said that he was here to. The information that he gives you, if you apply to yourself, can liberate you, right? Yeah. It's not his job to do anything else. And he can give you the information. You can lead the horse to water. You can't force him to drink.
He can do what he wants to do.
I don't know what else he's supposed to do.
He did what he said he was going to do. He didn't deceive nobody.
Right. From the beginning.
He said, I want to do a museum. Y'all want to donate some money so I can do this museum? If you didn't think a museum was something that's empowering, you didn't have to donate. It's that simple.
That's it. That's
that
all.
Simple.
That's That's it. And my thing is, I've said this before, you know, when we're talking, we're all talking privately. I was introduced to Hidden Colors and all his films, of course, you know, read his book, Foundation Black American Race Leader, and I've gotten a lot of knowledge, you know, from him. To me, it only made sense when he announced that he was doing it, like it was just the next best thing to me, because he's a historian. He's always spoke on history. It made sense, like that would be the next, you know, project from him outside of writing more books or doing more movies, which he's going to be doing. But it just made sense that was the thing.
He's adding to his legacy.
He said, "How is it going to liberate?" He's adding.
You breaking up? I don't know if it's on my side. I don't hear you. Oh, your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. I think you hit the mute button.
I don't know how, because you know what? My thing is up here. What I was saying was he's creating how he's going to liberate people, creating jobs and opportunities for people.
Right.
Has to work there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's doing something, you know what I'm saying? It's going to create opportunities, you know, for people in the community itself. So.
Listen, I thought it was a dope idea. I think it makes sense for his brand, for what he does. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just adding another layer to his legacy. And so, you know, hats off to him. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. But if you're somebody who doesn't see the value in it, that's fine too. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to support it, but you don't got to talk down on it. Why talk down about a museum? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me tell you, there was an episode that I saw, and I don't know this brother's name, but I'm sure you guys are aware because our what's his name, Red Pill, Blue Pill, even Peter, wear those hats with the medals. You know, they're really dope hats. Polite would wear them and stuff. You know, have you seen those?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, I forgot the brother's name that makes those hats. Yeah, I know the brother that makes those. I don't know him, but I know, you know, I follow the brother that makes the hats. I forgot his name though.
He was on Taharka Bey's show one time, and he was there talking about, you know, the hats and stuff like that. And I was offended because Taharka was basically telling him, all you doing is putting medals and stuff like that on these, and you're charging people X, Y, and Z. And I was just like, but you know, that you're like devaluing, you know, what he together. And I did not think that was right at all. I felt so bad for him. Like, it hurt my feelings, to be honest, the way that he was coming, you know, about how he created these dope ass hats. I've been for years, seen a lot of people rocking them. You know, it was a great idea. And he was just like, you know, all that stuff that you putting on there, like worth, you know, what you charge. And I was like, that's not what you say to a fellow black man, you know what I'm saying, who
and that says to me, yeah. And that says to me that you don't really understand business either. You don't really understand business because let's take Nike for example, Jordan for example. Them shoes don't cost nothing but $10-12 to manufacture them.
Right.
But people still go out and spend $225, $500, $700
right.
to get them a pair, because the value is in the energy that's behind it. The value is what you associate that brand with in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Virgil Abloh. You know what I mean? I forgot my man Westside Gun. He got a line in one of his bars. He said, I told Virgil write brick on my brick. So just by having Virgil write the word brick on the brick makes it more valuable because it's Virgil. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the brother that makes those hats, it's his energy that's behind it, and he determines what his value should be. Look at 19 Keys. Makes them fly ass bandana crowns. You know what I mean? They're getting higher and higher in quality now, but when he started off, it was just a simple bandana with the design that he put on there that looked like the Elijah Muhammad fez, right? But those things sell for a couple hundred, couple stacks, some of them.
Mm-hmm. And
it's
that's
just a bandana,
brand, though.
Right. You determine your value. It's not about the material. It's not about right. It's the energy behind it. It's the science that you put behind it.
I was so disturbed by that. And the guy had like, his background, he had all the hats back there. And he was like, kind of showing them, yeah, this one right here. And I was like, oh, I like this. I thought it was kind of like the Black Showcase. And like just devaluing he's doing. He spoke about how he would do like, be out on the on the street in New York or doing different events that they would have and have vendors there. That's pretty much how he sold them versus his online market or whatever. But when he was like, but those are just cheap materials, like that ain't like, why would you charge the community, nigga, you selling yourself a shirt with a 7 on it for $25, $30 yourself.
Right.
Why aren't you selling them for $3?
And I can't think of the brother's name. If Peter Ogun comes in here, that's his man, so he knows his name. But what the brother did was he used influencer marketing because he got those hats to the right people. You know what I'm saying? By being in those circles out there in Harlem, he got the twins to wear the hats. He got Polite to wear the hats. These people had influence. You know what I'm saying? And so he used influencer marketing to get his stuff popping. He did the right thing. He did good business. And now you can increase the quality of your product as you grow. As you grow your business, you can increase the quality of your product. But yeah, that I ain't feeling that. That was hate. I just
felt like as another Black man to another Black man that's building a brand, that's building a business, around, our culture, etc. I just didn't feel like you publicly say something like that. It just came off very shady for me.
Now, was that beefing?
No, the guy came on to, so the guy was, I think, had a situation with someone else. Taharka was, talking about, but into the business part about it. And then when he was talking about it and kind of showing them on camera, talking about where he sells them, all this stuff that we talk about pretty much on the Black Business Showcase. And then that's when Taharka was kind of talking about how, it's not worth what you're charging type of talk. And I was like, you have a large audience, so to say something like that, to devalue this man's business, I'm saying, with the audience that that you carry on your channel, to do that, it just wasn't right. It didn't feel good to me at all. It did not feel good to see him do that to that Black man. Yeah, to that man. I did not like it. But at the same time, you're selling, your Morris shirts or shirts with the 7. I think the shirts and the hats are fly. Now, would I pay $35 for it though? If
you fuck with him like that, you will.
If I mess with you, I will, right?
That's the thing.
But to say that publicly,
that's the thing.
I didn't like that. That made me feel bad.
I don't know what's going on with your stream, beloved. You got another tab open?
Yeah, I do. My bad.
Oh yeah, that's what's going on. Because you keep breaking up and stuff. What's going on, Mama Love? Mama Love in the digital building. Seduction Doll in the digital building. What's going on with y'all? Peace and B1 family. We like how you handled that show on the representation of the FBA lineage. I appreciate that, man. I tried my best. I couldn't really get my shit off like I wanted to get my shit off. But, I did the best that I could do. As a matter of fact, what time is it? I think he might be live right now. Let me check. Let me see if he's live right now. Let me see. We gonna eavesdrop in on the broadcast. Okay. Hold on.
Or we may not be well informed, and so the topic of the night is to get us informed. So let's not be facetious and condescending because we want understanding. And that's another thing that I noticed. That as soon as somebody asks for clarification or understanding, we get a bunch of condescending comments, a bunch of throwback, and shout out to Brother Tariq. He created these terms, tethers, anti-FBA, and like, no, just because I haven't disrespect Brother Tariq. I haven't disrespect FBA. I am sincerely because people keep asking me, what do I feel about it? And so I want to get better understanding. You know what I'm saying? I want to get better understanding. I never noticed that squeaky chair till you said something the other night. Down payment for a new one. I'm going to get one this weekend. Anybody else want to donate to the chair, hit the Cash App. Hey, that ain't even funny. You know what I mean? Listen.
I'm going to see if he dropped the link.
Blog shows.
I'm going to see if he'll drop the link. If he'll drop the link, then I'll join his broadcast and stream it here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? If that could work. Hopefully it doesn't mess up with the sound or anything like that. But if he'll drop the link, I'll hop on his joint and add to that conversation, but I'll stream it here. I think that will work. But we definitely got to get some straightening as far as this is concerned, because I don't believe he's naive as he's pretending to be. I don't believe that he doesn't understand what FBA is and what it's really all about. I believe he's intentionally trying to I believe that he's intentionally trying to misdescribe it, for lack of better terms. When you was handling on the show, let me see. When you was handling him on the show, me and Mr. Paris was in the back hollering our defense of FBA. All the root points. He is a clown to me personally. I don't think the brother is a clown. I think he's an antagonist. Yeah, there you go. I think he's an antagonist. I think he knows how to stir the pot and get shit going. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that works for social media. You know what I mean? Me personally, that's just not my style. That's just not how I deliver and disseminate information. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely don't believe that he is not understanding what we're saying as far as the FBA is concerned. I don't believe that at all. I think nyctegur trying to get her stream fixed. Hold on, let me see what he's talking about. Hold on, let me see.
We definitely want clout. We want to build this platform. You know what I mean? We want to build this platform so we can inform more people. So yeah, we're doing this for views. All right, we're doing this for views. So anybody in the peanut gallery that asked me doing this for views, yes, we are doing this for views.
Okay, that's apparent.
We're doing this for views because anybody on social media that does this every week, 3 times a week, is doing this for views. Don't let anybody lie to you.
No.
If you're not doing it for views, what are you doing for?
So yeah, I do this for views. But for me, it's quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying? I'm striving to attract a certain caliber of viewership. And that's the reason why I go about things the way that I go about it. That's the reason why I don't use clickbait. That's the reason why I don't really run ads. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm going to do any type of influencer marketing, it's going to be within my niche. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to do some type of influencer marketing, I'm going to use influencers who have cultivated an audience that mirrors the audience that I'm trying to attract. I don't want just any and everybody. It's not about that for me. When you do clickbait type of shit, and when you do clout chasing type of moves to get views, then that means you just want the numbers to show. It's not about who the type of people that's watching you. You just want the numbers so you can say, look how many views I got. It's not about that for me. It's not about that for me. It's 7 of y'all on here right now. You know what I mean? That's God number right there. It's 7 of y'all on here right now. If 5 of y'all are impacted by this broadcast, that's what it's about for me. if 2 of y'all are impacted by this broadcast, that's what it's about for me. If I could spark the brain of one of y'all that's listening, one of y'all that's watching it, to make you change your mind, that you could apply some of the information to your life and it's going to make your life a little bit better. That's what it's about to me. You know what I'm saying? I always give the example. It was this chick. I learned about her when I first got into the digital real estate program. I think it was Brother Ben that showed us her page. But she had like 2 million followers on Instagram. And she's like an Instagram model, you know what I'm saying? She do a lot of twerk videos, and damn near every video she got her ass in the camera and all that. Bad chick, fly as hell. She got like 2 million followers and all that. And there was another brother who's a social media influencer who was telling her that basically she had a lot of followers and viewers, but there was no value in her content. And she was trying to paint him out to be a hater when he was really trying to put some game. He was really trying to drop game on her. And, hold on. Oh yeah, he was really trying to drop game on her. Say something. Say something. Let me see how you good. You good over there? I don't know what's going on. She's still trying to get it together. But anyway, he was really trying to drop game on her. And so he had challenged her. He said, okay, you got 2 million followers. I bet you can't sell. I think it was 30 t-shirts in 30 days or something like that. He was like, he said, you don't got to pay for nothing. I'll do the t-shirts for you, everything. You know what I'm saying? If you could sell the 30 t-shirts in 30 days, I might have the numbers wrong, but it was something like this. If you could sell these 30 t-shirts in 30 days, you could keep all the money. You know what I'm saying? I'll manufacture the t-shirts and all that. I'll ship it to the people and all that. I got the link. You ain't got to set up no website, none of that. If you could sell these 30 t-shirts in the next 30 days, you could keep all the money. And she couldn't sell not 2 t-shirts. And she got 2 million followers. She got 2 million followers. Crown 808 was in the tribe. She remember that case study. All them followers that she had, and she couldn't sell 30 t-shirts, family. So it's not about just getting a bunch of views, getting a bunch of subscribers, getting a bunch of clicks. Yeah, we here to get views. Yeah, we here to build our platform. But again, for me, it's about the quality, the caliber of audience that we trying to build, that we trying to attract. So that way we can have an impact on the community. I don't want just a bunch of random knuckleheads in here watching me every week that ain't gonna do nothing with the information. Let me go back and see what he's talking about. Let me see what he's talking about now.
No Bucci butching. No Bucci busting over in here either. Let me say this. Sinetta spawned all of y'all. That's crazy. Well, in fact, Sinetta is the godfather of so-called conscious social media. It starts there and it ends there. That would be just like the debate about who created hip hop. Well, I'm of the thought that we created. I'm of the thought of African Bambaataa and those back then created it. But that doesn't take nothing from the baby.
Hold on.
What's your point? That doesn't take nothing from Kodak Black. That doesn't take nothing from Jigga. What's your point? What's your point?
I'm about creators.
I don't get your point. Sinetta spawned all y'all. That's great. What's your point? You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Somebody say, nope, not really. He copied others.
I'm waiting for him to drop the link. Anyway, I'm waiting for him to drop the link.
I saw you put it in there.
Yeah. I'm waiting for him to drop the link. If you drop the link, then I'll hop on. And I'll stream it over here. But I'll keep looking every so often to see if he's gonna drop the link or whatever the case may be. But in the meantime, where you want to go with it? But where you want to go with it, beloved? We got a show to do of our own. We got 8 people. We got 8 people. We got 8 people we need to make an impact on. Let's see what we can do.
Right. It ain't impacting over there right now. All right. So I want to talk about, what's her name? Gap Teeth, Jerry Curl, Stacey Abrams out there in Atlanta. As
Lord Jesus,
Stacey Abrams out there.
All right, let me stop sharing this so I can grab that video.
Up her mouth.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Every time she opens up her mouth, some foolishness. You know, one, she doesn't really talk to Black America. She talks at us. She almost feels entitled to the vote, you know, from the Black constituents out there in Georgia. But when she's talking to others, she's talking about what she has for them, policies that she has for them. And so with that being said, she says she was at some on some panel, and she said that there's no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks pregnant. Y'all.
Yeah, talking about the abortion. Talking about the abortion issue.
Yeah, she's talking about the abortion issue. But are there any mothers in the chat? Because me myself, I have 2 children. Both times I found out I was pregnant at 4 weeks.
Pregnant.
Both times. Pregnant. Both times. There was no strong heart. And I got that sound, and they showed the little chest, and they're like, you see that little, you know, light thing flash? That's the heartbeat. That's what I was told. That's the heartbeat.
She's saying they made that up. She's saying they made that up just to make men feel like they got to say so in women's bodies. I'm looking for the video.
Wow.
You got the video?
Let me see if I can.
We doing this on the fly tonight, y'all. So we be already struggling, but we doing this on the fly. So y'all gonna bear with us tonight.
Rock with us.
Hit that like button, by the way.
Like, first of all, just because she doesn't want to be a mother, I'm assuming she doesn't want to be a mother. Let's be very, very clump and pussy.
I get stud vibes.
Very much so. You know, you can't make babies bumping pussies. We're gonna say that to be clear. You know, so I mean, I just feel like agenda is just so beyond. It's disrespectful too. It's disrespectful to say something like that. I believe that, you know, there's life at conception, period. That's just for me.
And why are you trying to prioritize abortions anyway? You know what I'm saying? When you're talking to Black people, why is that such a high priority on your platform? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, who are you trying to appeal to with that? That's not our main concern in Black society. That's not our main concern. Far from it.
She's appealing to who pays her, you know, to spit these talking points. I cannot find this damn thing. But whoever pays her to say that, you know, and I think that they've been getting away with it for so long. You know, a lot of this mess has been going on. It has been going on unchecked, though. That's just what it is. It's going on unchecked. One thing about these people is they don't change anything. They go with the same program and expecting us all in line, because for the most part, Black people, especially when it came to the Democratic Party, have just fallen in line.
That's true.
A lot of this mess has gone unchecked.
I know who posted it. Hold on, I'll find it in a second. Let me put this in the source materials real quick. I know who posted it. Emerging King. Yeah, he posted it.
You got it?
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Let me share my page with y'all. I'll check back in on Taharka in a minute. We're going to get some straightening over there. Ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening. Because I ain't going front. Man. When I rewatched the joint the other night, I had to pop my collar a little bit, man. I washed you, Taharka.
Right.
I washed you. You was doing all that, cutting me off and all that.
I popped mine for you.
He said, "Well, I'm not debating you. I'm not debating." Listen, if you got one opinion, I got another opinion. That's a debate. You know what I mean? A debate don't have to be a formal thing where you prepared and got everything set up. If we having a conversation where we have what do you call it? Different opinions. You arguing your point, I'm arguing my point. That's called a debate, and you lost.
He knows.
Can y'all see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, here go the video with Stacey Abrams' big back self.
It's a heartbeat. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body away from her.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's collective black society's response right there.
I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body away from her.
What?
What? Wait a minute, what? Boy. They be calling us.
First of all, a woman can't get pregnant without a man.
Say that part.
I mean, does she understand that a woman cannot conceive a child without a man?
Say that part.
Like both times I got pregnant, a man was involved. Both times. And I couldn't achieve it without him. So what is she talking about?
Yeah, that one, that statement was crazy.
Just you don't like long. I do.
This is when, and the thing about it is, man, these people will do whatever they told, man, because she does not believe that bullshit. She knows what she's saying is bullshit, but this is what she has been told to go out here and say. But what it does tell me that she believes, she don't believe the bullshit that she's saying, but what she does believe is that we are dumb enough to believe it.
Bingo.
She believes that she could go out and tell black people this dumb shit, and we're gonna go, oh, since she's Stacey Abrams and she's on TV and she's in politics, she must be important. I'm just a dumb nigga, so she must know what she's talking about. That's how she sees us. That's how she sees us. That's what they believe their job is. They the Negro whisperers. They are the Negro whisperers. Anything that they tell us, we just gonna. They're like blind sheep. And these are the people that are supposed to be representing us.
I don't like also is when they to us, you know, her and the people within that party, is when they're talking about black people, they talk to black men and women as if we're separate. We're not together. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking to other groups, you talk to them as a group. But when you're talking to black people, it's the men over here, the women over there. No, you don't talk to me like that. Do not talk to me without that black man being right here in the present and included. That's how you're going to address us going forward. We're not in that gender divide bullshit, gender divide politics, none of that when it comes to our community. And we as women, I think we're the ones who really have to check it, because I think the reason why it has gone as far as it has is because of us, to be honest. We have not checked that shit. We've gone along with the whole we strong black women, we don't need no black man bullshit. And now they done ran with it. And for 50 days, we are to this point where now babies are not babies, you know, and they're that to because the man want to control. That it's science. We just throw science all the way out the window after all these years.
And we also have to learn to play past certain shit and not fall into every trap that they set for us. All right. There was,
for example.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? I'm looking for the tweet right now. It was from, what's our brother's name? The Friedman brother.
Naeem, something like that.
Naeem.
Was that Naeem guy? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Naeem. Hold on. Let me see if I can find his Twitter. Damn, what's Naeem's name?
It's NY.
Okay, NY.
NYHIEM.
Yeah, Lord Abba. Shout out to Lord Abba. Shout out to Lord Apple. We had a constructive back and forth on here. Let me see if I can find the tweet. He does a lot of tweeting.
When was it? Because I missed it.
Just yesterday or the day before. If I type both of our names, it'll come up, right? Ain't that how Twitter works?
I think so.
Real Naeem, sincere love to God.
What was the topic?
I'm trying to remember, but it was about. I think it was about the Woman King.
Okay, so let me go down because Woman King that went on for about a week.
Yeah, this was just the other day, but he made a certain point in response to it. Damn, I can't find it, man. All right. I can't find it, y'all. I ain't gonna waste too much time trying to find it.
But we can still talk about it.
I can't remember what it was. I just know that the point that I was making. You see it?
I see something, but it was like a retweet from Juicy J, but it was about the movie. So I don't think this is it. Juicy Genius. I don't know why I keep calling her Juicy J. You know what?
I can't find it, man. I'm sorry. But the point that I was making when we was going back and forth was to not fall into the trap when they create these gender divides, because their goal is to get us going back and forth around in circles about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We could just go right into the heart of the matter. We could talk about the things that are important about whatever issue that we may be dealing with. We can focus on the things that are important and not get caught up in the gender conversation, because that's all they're trying to do in the first place, is just waste time. I don't remember exactly what the tweet was, but that was my overall point that I was trying to make. Okay.
I agree. I just feel like, though, we need to push down. Don't talk to us separately. We are one. So when you're talking to us, like she came up with I guess her plan for Black men, and it's like, we're a group. We're a group. When race soldiers are killing Black men, they kill Black women too. Yeah, and Black children too. You know what I'm saying? So we're a group. We're one. So don't talk to us like that should have been people.
Facts.
What affects the Black man affects the Black woman and vice versa. The Black family, vice versa.
I'm gonna check on Taharka real quick, and if he didn't drop the link yet, we're gonna go to that story about the Jamaican sister who was talking about why people from the diaspora be hating on FBAs or talking shit about FBAs, saying we lazy or whatever. She was kind of explaining why that is. Hold on, let me see who we got on here. Let me share this on the screen. Let me share this on the screen. The link been dropped because he got a couple people on here.
He dropped his link.
Because in reality, the Freedom Bureau is set up to distribute things to those who have suffered misfortune due to the oppressive slave demonstration. So
are you familiar?
So shouldn't that be priority?
Right, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Because the rhetoric seems what I'm saying is
the social thing, two things that's going on at one time. So to your point exactly, and I got to give you this point so that the audience can understand the reference where I'm coming from. In Washington, D.C., right, Mayor Browser, a foundational Black American mayor, right? She just allocated $10 million to the Office of Migrant Affairs for these migrants that have came there via Texas. But that $10 million came via an executive order. We got boots on the ground in D.C. who's been trying to get reparations and other things, and they're not getting the success. So what's happening is that freedmen being used as our political classification can get us those economic gains in which we're talking about, but that Office of Immigrant Affairs and Migrant Affairs is equivalent to the Freedmen Bureau.
But wouldn't it make more sense? Wouldn't it make more sense to understand how these Office of Migrant and Immigrant Affairs was created, and then reduplicate that, reintroduce it?
No.
Because
see, that's another thing that he kept doing the other day. Oh, let me not pause.
When we hear Freeman and we
that's another thing that he kept doing when I was on there the other day. Making it seem like all of these other groups are so politically astute, and we just don't understand politics enough to get things done. In reality, the reason why foundational Black Americans, freedmen, have not got any policies, any resources specifically for their group is because of anti-foundational Black Americanness, period, full stop. You know what I'm saying? That's policy. That's U.S. policy. That's U.S. policy. Right. You're not supposed to do anything specifically for the former slaves of America. We're supposed to be a permanent labor class, a permanent underclass, and we're not supposed to enjoy the fruits of that labor. That's written into the fabric of this country. That's the reason why we don't get policies and resources allocated to us. Not because everybody else knows how to organize and put bills on the table, and we just haven't figured out how to do it. No, we're purposely targeted and undermined. We have all of these dummy groups that are supposed to represent foundational Black Americans that don't represent us at all. You got the Congressional Black Caucus, which is full of immigrants who push everybody's issues except for Black people's issues. You know what I'm saying? None of the other caucuses do that.
Dumb.
Right.
He talks about Black people as if Black people was dumb, and I do not like that either. Stop talking down on like we just don't know, because if you knew, why aren't you running for office then, my dude? Since you have all the answers, because it seems like when people are talking to him about certain things, he'll literally go off and say, no, this is what needs to be done. Well, why don't you do it? How about you stand up, you do it, and then people will, come in and support you so you can get it done. Since you have all the answers already. Because we all just dumb and lazy, I guess. That's how he talks.
And this is what I don't want. I kind of want to jump on there, but I need order, man. I need order. Let me see what's going on here.
From a few different organizations that's working out in California.
Who organized the task force?
The task force was organized by the State Assembly in California.
But it was organized by the State Assembly, but
hold on, wait, let me finish.
Okay.
There's a lobbying group called CJAC, an organization that's in California formed with reparations to our freedmen who are a part of our movement, and they are the ones who got the bill created. They created the bill. They got the bill put out there. They're the ones who got somebody on the task force. There's somebody, the person on the task force is the reason why it's lineage specific. So all of this stuff is coming out of the reparations movement.
You do know there's a lot. There's been more task force that predates. I can Google them in a second. That predates FBA. It's been people on that mission before.
Right. There has been other reparations movements. There has been other reparations movements, and all of those movements were designed to undermine reparations. They didn't come from the grassroots. They didn't come from the soil. They were put in place specifically to undermine what reparations is supposed to be, which is specific to a certain group. All these other task force and all these other so-called reparations movements were all inclusive. They were trying to get reparations for everybody Black. That doesn't work. Everybody Black is not owed reparations.
HR 42.
They were trying to put together exactly.
Is what task force known there since 88.
Task force to study reparations. Not to allocate reparations, not to cut the check. Task force to study reparations, so we can do more talking and plebiscite babbling. That's the difference. This is coming from the soil.
I feel like he's coming uninformed, right? But I feel like he also he's speaking in an uninformed manner as well. He doesn't even know what's going on. He has an opinion on it. You can't make an opinion. You don't even know what's going on the ground.
Right. And that's the thing. You hear a couple of key words and you just jump in. The assembly. Oh, it was the assembly. So task force. Well, I know about another task force.
But that's been done before.
You gotta listen. You got to listen if you want to get understanding. And so that's the thing about this. You're not looking for understanding. You're only looking for clicks. You're not here to get any type of understanding. You're only here to get clicks. And that's all I'm going on here to say. I'm about to click on this link. And that's all I'm going on here to say. I'm not about to go round and round in circles because I see what this is. I see what this is about. Let me see where that link is at. Where's that link? I'm going to take it off the screen for now.
We pulling up.
Yeah, I'm about to pull up.
Sincere pulling up. It's pull up time.
Where's the link? Where's the link? Where's the link?
And make sure you guys also are sharing and liking the por favor.
Now, I don't know how this is going to work with the sound, but I'm going to try it. I might not be able to. Okay. Nah, it won't even load up. Because I'm already on StreamYard.
No.
Because we're already on StreamYard. So yeah, I'm clicking on the link. Let me just show y'all. So y'all don't say I'm bullshitting. Let me just show y'all what's happening.
Can you do it from your phone?
Yeah, but that's really gonna make the sound janky. I know that will make the sound janky. It'll be like and start like giving mad feedback. I was hoping I could just stream it over here.
Thank you, Mama Love. 2 ears, 1 mouth. You need to listen more than you talk. Amen.
Yeah, so that's not gonna work, unfortunately. I was wondering, I thought we could do it because that's what Dr. Ma'at said she wanted to do. She was it Dr. Yeah, it was Dr. Ma'at said she wanted to stream on her channel at the same time that we were live. And so I thought there was a way, maybe there's another way, but this is what happened when I click on the link. Yeah, this is what happens when I click on the link. It just won't load up at all. God damn it. Yeah, Taharka, you getting into some trolling, brother. You're getting into some trolling.
And that's also, messing up his credibility too, because he does give so much great information. But when you're doing stuff like this and in bad faith, because it's definitely in bad faith and taste, you know what I'm saying? People, push away from stuff like that unless they're trolls.
Right. It's bad faith. It's a bad faith. It's like you're trying to get Tariq's attention. You want Tariq's attention. And that's not a good look.
That's what it is.
Did it predate
nope.
FBA?
FBA is a lineage, though. So
no, I'm asking you, no. That's ambiguous. I'm saying before the term was coined, did these people that introduced the legislation predate before the term was coined?
So the people who introduced that I'm gonna break it down. The people who introduced that legislation as the lobbying group as they did, they were former members of the ADOS organization. Then they left and they created their own thing.
That's my point. There we go. They
created their own thing.
That's my point. So when we say that the FBA is doing something, this is the problem, big bro. People see that
that organization, ADOS organization they were part of.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. When people see, this is the problem. I'm telling you, from where I stand, people see FBA as an organization.
It's a lineage.
Lineage.
It's a lineage.
It's a lineage. Okay, I got it. They see it as an organization. And when people scream FBA, 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 and like you say, they FBA, it's ambiguous to call someone FBA when it's not clearly defined as a lineage as opposed to an organization. Because the organization is the one that actually got the bill out that predates even the term FBA that was
wrong.
Let's see his
response.
There's
nothing ambiguous. You want to see his response? Yeah, because he going in. This brother, whoever this brother is,
FBA is co-opting somebody that's already moving.
Nah. See, that's what I'm trying to explain.
Nonsense.
FBA is a lineage, right? So a lineage is a lineage. The political, that's for the social matter. That's for social.
Let me say this. Let me say,
he's not gonna let the brother talk, man. That's what he does. He's not gonna let the brother cook. He's not gonna let the brother cook. He's gonna say something else. Right, because this is what happened. Because it was happening to me. I'll be trying to respond to a specific thing. He'll cut me off, say something else. Now I lost the point that I was trying to make, and I got to deal with something new that he said. So I only get bits and pieces of each point that I'm trying to make out there. And so that's done intentionally as well. But let's deal with that exchange right there. Right? The brother made a good point. He said the people that's on the task force that got this bill together used to be a part of the ADOS organization. Now, ADOS is an organization. ADOS is an organization. And so there were foundational Black Americans, which is a lineage, not an organization. There are people who are foundational Black Americans who were a part of the ADOS movement because they thought it was a reparations movement. Let me say that again. People who are foundational Black American, when ADOS first started taking off, people got down with the organization in good faith because they thought, okay, here goes a movement that is speaking about my lineage and about the compensation that we are owed from the U.S. government. Let me get down with this.
Right.
They got down with it. They found out that's not really what it was about. They got away from it and they continued the mission of trying to achieve reparations for foundational Black Americans. So that's not another group co-opting another group's movement. That's not what was happening. The reason why ADOS got the momentum that it got because foundational Black Americans resonated with the original message and we all got behind it. I was putting up the hashtag ADOS back in 18,
we
19,
all were.
somewhere around there. All my posts had hashtag ADOS in it because to me, you were talking about my lineage and our specific grievance and the compensation that we are owed from the U.S. government. As time went on, it was clear that the people who started this organization had other agendas and we backed up off it. And we kept on doing the work that we thought the organization was intended to in the first place. That's not hijacking nothing. That's not co-opting nothing. No, we're talking about lineage. They're talking about something else.
Now, him being the king of receipts and he likes to do all his research and all that. You don't think that he's already did all that and understands what that is? Again, he's just being contrary to be contrary. And he also, this is another, to me, an attack on foundational Black Americans. It's just another attack. And then, you know, I have to question quotas.
Say it again because you're breaking up.
It does not make sense. Who sent you? Because this is a pivotal time in foundational Black American history as far as reparations is concerned, as far as remove the goalpost when it comes to reparations. It's part of every political party's conversation, whether they support it or not, whether they're getting behind it or not, they're being forced to address it, right? And so that's moving the goalpost, right? So I just don't believe that Taharka does not know. He's not aware of what ADOS was, you know, us being behind it, why we move on from what they were. He knows. He knows.
Right. I agree with you. It's not a good look, Taharka. It's not a good look, brother. I took your argument in good faith when I first came across it the other day. When I got on the broadcast, I took it that you were asking questions in good faith, but it's clear and evident that you're not because you're not slow. I understand that you are intelligent.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And so I know you're not having a hard time understanding because the brother that's speaking, the young brother that's speaking, he's very clear. The little chance that he does get to speak, he's very clear and articulate. He's articulating the issue. And I know that you're able to understand it, but you're not trying to reach an understanding. You're sowing more confusion and it really feels like you're only doing it to get clicks. I don't even feel like you're doing it because somebody sent you, because you really want to sabotage what's going on. You're doing it because you see a wave that you could ride to get some attention for yourself. That's what it looks like to me.
Right.
It's an attention grab.
With the number of people, it's an attention. He does have a core following too, and so to sow confusion into your people for your own clicks and views when we're really trying to get tangibles at this time, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's not a good thing. Why would more confusion in an already confused people?
Right, and maybe there's a fear that you see all of this momentum building up around foundational Black Americans, and you see this Moorish thing weakening, because one of the brothers that was on the panel with me the other night was a Moorish brother who was waving the FBA flag. And Taharka pointed out there's a contradiction there, and there is. I agree with him, because the Moors don't call themselves Black. They say that they are Moorish. You know what I'm saying? They say that their nationality is Moorish American or Moorish whatever. That's their nationality. They don't call themselves Black because they say that Black is dead in the eyes under the color of law. Black is dead under the color of law, so you can't get no rights calling yourself Black. You're not included in none of the constitutions, the treaties, or anything like that when you call yourself Black, according to their ideology. And so you got a brother that is a part of the Moorish Science temple waving the FBA flag now. So you see this is siphoning off some of your core following, and maybe that's what this is about. Let me cause some confusion so my people don't go running over there, so that I can maintain my level of influence, because the momentum is swinging that way.
Can I ask this one? This is no diss, because I don't know a lot about, the Moorish science, anything, but what are they doing specifically? And I don't want to say they, then Taharka, what are you doing, sir, to help your people? Because he always talks about what other people are or not, aren't doing. Now, what I do see him doing is to his temple, and he preaches, Moorish science, and that's great. But to me, you're no different than the regular preacher man in a Christian church on Sunday. You have a different ideology, but it's nothing different, right? So how is that liberating our?
But he admitted other night. He admitted the other night that the Moorish Science Temple has done nothing since the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. He admitted that. He said, we ain't did nothing. Keep it 100. We ain't did nothing. He said, but I still believe in the message of the Prophet Noble Jew Ali, and that's what I'm here to make a difference. I'm going to carry that message, and we are going to get something done with that message. That's what he was saying. But he admitted that it hasn't gotten anything done for Black society or for Moorish society. It hasn't moved the needle. He admitted that. And what you can,
but my thing is, does he not
know what?
Can he not move with his little group, within his area, his community? Because he's big on talking about what you can do in your community. We all can't maybe do anything globally, right? This is him. He says this. But what about your own community? Before you can reach anyone on the outside, you have to take care on the inside. What is he doing on the inside other than preaching on Sunday with his fast?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's doing some good work out there and be more. I don't know. I can't speak for that.
I mean, he does talk about him having, he does get out there. He says in the community. Now he also posts a lot of times. He's out there in the community. Now they may be at a bunch of people with their tents up selling stuff, like vendors and things like that. And he's out there. I don't see him with a tent, you know what I'm saying? But he may be out there, doing activities. Nothing different than anyone else is my point. Nothing different is my point.
Right.
And one thing about it is we do have to get into this political game because the government owes us. How are we going to get it if we don't go directly to the people that have aggrieved us? Which means, like Marcel says, cultivating, and even Tariq says, cultivating your own politicians to go out there and do the bidding for you. Which the other day when we were on there, he was saying the same thing. Because he's so uninformed and unaware, he doesn't even understand that there's already people out there doing it.
We're already doing it. That's what I was trying to tell him.
If you don't know, I don't.
That's what I was trying to tell him. I'm like, a lot of stuff that you're saying should be done is being done. I kept saying that over and over. I said people are on the ground doing these things. This is not just on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But again, I've come to the conclusion that it's in bad faith. He's not looking for true understanding. And so it's just for clicks. So I'm going to leave that alone for now. But speaking of foundational Black Americans, excuse me. speaking of foundational Black Americans, and
It's that lady.
Yeah, and one of the reason why this foundational Black American thing has been getting so much steam behind it, why so many people are gravitating towards it and understanding the necessity for us defining ourselves as a unique ethnic group, is because we get a lot of smoke from a lot of these Black looking non-FBAs who come over here with this vitriolic attitude towards foundational Black Americans, this condescending attitude towards foundational Black Americans. And we just not having that no more. And so now, since we've been getting a lot of straightening going on, there's a lot of people out here doing some splaining about why they have this disposition toward us. And so this woman here, this Jamaican woman here, she did a little bit of splaining. And we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So I want to respond to this quickly because I need people to understand that one of the reasons that Jamaicans and other African diaspora people react to African Americans and talk about African Americans in a way they do is because this was taught to us by white America. This is part of what I'm studying now in my graduate program. When they first started to recruit people to come to work here, right, about 5 or 6 decades ago, they told them that the African Americans were lazy people and they did not want to work. Meanwhile, at that time, it was because they didn't want to pay African Americans more money. They wanted to give them slavery wages. But African Americans were trying to hold out for more pay. Instead of paying African Americans more, what they did was recruit Black people from the Caribbean, at that time controlled by Britain. So it was very easy for them to convince Britain that, hey, send those people who are down there with no jobs to our country to work. And when they came here, the white farm owners and those agricultural people told them and ingrained in them that the reason that they have to come to work is because African Americans don't want a job, right? They went back home and they carried the same message and told the people there. And so this is a trope that has been passed on for decades and decades, year after year, as more and more come. That is what they carry because that's what they have been told. Now, when you come and you live amongst African Americans, and if you really look into the history and look at the systemic racism, you'll know that is not true. But then you also realize how difficult it is when someone grew up and was taught a certain kind of saying or a certain kind of belief. It's very difficult to get it out of them. So I know that it is not true. I know that it's because people want decent wages for the work that they do. But yeah, it is absolutely true that a lot of Caribbean people, Jamaicans included, and other diaspora people have bought into this trope that African Americans are lazy.
And so y'all know me, right? I'm Mr. Benefit of the Doubt. And so I don't think she's a tether. But at the same time, I ain't going for this explaining that she's doing either. This explaining ain't working for me. Yeah, what you think? What you think about that? Let's get your take.
I mean, from all the spaces that we've been in, you can get tether spirit right away. I'm in agreement with you that she's not a tether. I do believe, though, that she's making excuses. It's easy to blame the government or the white man, for these ideologies. And I believe that, not to say that they didn't have a part in it, but, I just believe that you came over here with that, because you have your own personal contempt, right? Because a lot of them think that we're spoiled for some reason or another. They think America, the land of the free, all these riches allegedly that we have, when they know that we were enslaved, longer than anyone, the type of slavery, not that it didn't exist there in the Caribbean, but they all understand that, know all of our history. They know enough. Which is why they came here.
I heard this chick from Zambia. I think she was from Zambia or somewhere in Africa. She was saying something similar to this. She was talking about how growing up in her village, the image of Black Americans was that we got it good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We got it good over here. You know what I'm saying? And when they hear us talking about racism and oppression, they don't understand what we complaining about because they like, y'all niggas just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the richest Africans on the planet. Y'all the richest group of Africans on the planet. And y'all, they think we all are Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson or something. You know what I mean? They just think we all Beyonce out here. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was saying. But my thing is this about this this narrative that she's pushing. We were told the same thing about Africans and Caribbeans.
About y'all.
We were shown negative images about Africa, about the Caribbean. We were given negative stereotypes and tropes about how y'all are cannibals and all type of shit. But we never went for it because we know the white supremacists is liars. We didn't look at it like, oh, they talking about them niggas over there. When we heard that bullshit that they were saying about y'all, we took it personal. Exactly. We took it personal. We know that they see us the same way. And so we created movements over here to fight against apartheid, to fight against certain European invasions on the continent and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
And hunger over there. And hunger.
Right. Donating money, building schools, all type of stuff. Right. Foundational Black Americans always did the
world song.
Right. Our music, everything. We've always, man, come on, man. We've been waving the African flag more than anybody. Not that Africa has one flag, but you know what I'm saying. We have been the ones saying, regardless to what they say about Africa, nigga, we black and we proud. You know what I'm saying? While y'all was ashamed. Y'all was ashamed of your blackness over there, bleaching your skin and trying to do everything you can to assimilate into Western culture, quote unquote culture. And we've been doing everything over here to rebel against Westernized culture, concepts of beauty and everything. Yeah, we fall into shit here and there. I mean, we in the belly of the beast. You know what I'm saying? We can't just avoid the indoctrination altogether. You know what I'm saying? So we got some of it too, but we're not colonized up here. We're not colonized up here like the rest of the diaspora is, man. As a group, we are not. We are not. We rebel against this shit.
About the money. Think about the money Michael Jackson himself has, donated to the continent over the years and in his career. Michael Jackson sent millions and millions and millions of dollars over there to help the people in Africa. That foundational Black American man.
Right. Oprah. Every black person that got any type of riches and fame in this country, they always did something for Africa. You know what I'm saying? With Stevie Wonder, and like you said, they all put together that We Are the World thing. All of that money got donated to Africa.
What has Africa done for the Africans and Americans? Because they, we're their cousins. What has Africa done, to cousins in America? Dual citizenship. We can start there. Land. It's plenty of land out there. The white people get out there and get it. The Asians out there getting it. The Arabs out there getting it. Right? When has our cousins in Africa rolled out a carpet for us? It ain't got to be that long. Just a piece. Right, for us to come out there and build, because we can name several foundational Black Americans over the years, for many years that has done it for them. When has been reciprocal?
Individuals, organizations, movements.
Period.
It's never been reciprocal. It's never been reciprocal. And so you telling me y'all only reason why y'all feel like that is because white people told y'all something about us and y'all just believed them? And that what that tells me is that you see yourself and us as two different things. If you believe what the white man said about us and you didn't take it like they were talking about you also, that means you see us as something different. What's going on? Brother Chase, I see Brother Chase climb up in here. Shout out to the voice of the ancestors in the building. He must be about to go live or something. We had to improvise tonight, man. We were supposed to have a guest on for the Black Business Showcase, but we got stood up, so we had to improvise, man. So we just chopping it up. Appreciate you sliding through, brother. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and all that good stuff too.
Right. Shit.
Right. Right. Yes, they never extend no olive branches over here. It's never reciprocated, man. And so what we are doing is absolutely necessary. It's necessary.
My thing is also, all these negative stereotypes that they allegedly got from us. Yet, when you look at that reality show, I can't think of the name of it on Netflix. And it's supposed to be like all these African artists and things like that, hip hop artists and musicians and stuff, and the way they speak, the way they dress, their slang, everything is like ours. It was even, I hate when we go into these spaces and they tell the men, you guys are nothing but baby daddies and you make your women baby mamas. And the first episode that I looked at on there, they asked him about his family up there, how many kids he had. And he was like, I don't know. I mean, I know of 5, but there's rumors that I have some more out there. So I don't know. I have several baby mamas.
Yeah, they definitely killed me with that whole, baby daddy, baby mama shit, because all them damn orphanages y'all got over there,
right?
All them damn orphanages that y'all got where white people could just show up with a candy bar and take your damn kid to another country. Please.
Right. I'm just saying. One of them, he's married. Well, one lady, she's been married to this artist out there, and I don't know their names, for years. They've been married a while. They have their own children, and he's been fathering other children while on the road. Cheating. They talk about black men. When you disrespect your woman, you're not faithful, you're making baby, you're not marrying them, all these things. And I'm looking at this show and I'm like, every stereotype that they said we have, you just displayed it over there. And there's one definitely wears cake soap. There's one of the women full of cake soap.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. I'm gonna chime back in real quick.
What's going on over here?
I have to say, it brought people together who had the similar ideology. And there's a brother that I got in Michigan. There's a brother I got in Cali. There's a brother that I got in Florida who got the same ideology, and they need people to give them food. You know what food means? A hungry man and woman needs some food. So the knowledge is you can get knowledge from this person, but the food that we given is the best dope in the game, because no black person have been getting legislation for black specific tangibles, and I don't know how long. The only thing that's black specific that has passed in the past few years is that you can now wear dreads now. You know what I'm saying? You can wear that a lot. Look,
and that's for all black people.
He can hair
that's not for FBA.
Shit like that. My bad.
But why is it we always worrying about them giving us something? I mean,
it's not giving. We gotta fight.
They owe
what
us.
I'm saying is we need that too. But why is not a bigger fight us building something for us by us and to fall into line with that fight too? Because
we could do both. We could do both. We can build things on our own and fight for what we're owed.
What?
But that's what we are doing because people
have community centers. People have.
Go ahead, nicely.
No, I'm saying we're already doing both. I was saying we are already doing both because we haven't gotten our reparations yet. So we're already doing both.
Right. Everything we got it on our own. Why are we always worried about them giving us something? They're good. That's their job. And they owe us.
It's a debt owed.
Even if they didn't owe us, right? The purpose of politics is to divide the resources of the country, to the constituents, to the different groups, to the citizens. That's what word I'm looking for. It's supposed to tally up all of the resources that the government has, that the country has, and the people who need the most help get the most help first. That's supposed to be the purpose of politics. So even if we weren't owed a debt, that is the job, that is the function of politics. So what you mean? Why are we waiting for them to do something for us? Everybody is trying to get something out of politics. It ain't just us.
What I'm saying is,
that's church. Like my old head told me, he said that. He said,
building land all to yourself.
Y'all been saying this for 30 and 40 years. We trying to do that right now. That's the difference.
No. I'm not saying it. I'm putting a proposal together. I'm saying that if they are talking nuclear weapons, if they are talking destroying this, that, and the third, And our total energy is concentrated on trying to get something out this European. We should, don't get it twisted. We are owed.
I got the ski mask in the back. It's a sticker. I got the ski mask.
This is that. We are owed these things.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a person or a group that has methodically killed, raped, pillaged, have done everything in the world. That
government
have co-opted hip hop, have done everything.
A government.
So let me jump in real quick.
Government. We don't go at the individual.
What I'm saying is, our energies should be for self-preservation first, in conjunction to that fight. Because what I keep hearing from FBA is they giving people this, they giving immigrants that, and they giving they. But I don't hear we are building this alongside of fighting for that.
Let me say,
that's nonsense, man. That's nonsense, man. Like I said the other day. Right. Like I said the other day when I was on there, we came fresh off the plantations and started building, family. We're the only group that gets targeted and sabotaged when we build things. All these other groups are allowed to create their own communities, to build infrastructure so that they can have some semblance of self-sustainability within their communities. Foundational Black Americans are the only group that are sabotaged every time we build something productive for our people. Doesn't happen to nobody else.
Or is Taharka? Does Taharka know that, or is Taharka playing dumb so he can get views?
He's not misinformed at all. He's not misinformed at all. Yeah, man, I'm disappointed in you, brother. I'm disappointed in you, brother. I didn't think it was like that. Damn. I don't know who the young man is, but shout out to him. He doing his thing. Let me see if he got his name on the screen. No, his name ain't on the screen. But he holding it down for the family. Oh, I should have heard the answer to that question. Somebody asked, "What is Moorish world building?"
Yeah.
I think that's what he's responding to right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can catch some of that. Where is it? Come on.
There we go.
Of the organization called the Alliance for Political Accountability, where our strive is to bring all of our people together and move as one to obtain local political power. That's
right.
number one. Now, hold up. We also have been fortunate enough to have some land off. So if something was to happen, by the will of Allah, if something was to happen, we have a place for refuge. So we can still fight for reparations. Now, people say, well, what about the Moorish representation? Moorish Simple America is an organization. Organizations have received reparations before. Nations and organizations. Now, I don't have to describe. Now, I'm the face of this. You see me. I don't have to paint it and go all over the internet and tell my strategy. I'm telling you that I'm in the same fight. I'm in the same fight. And I have moved certain pieces around to see what it looks like coming to an organization, i.e. a nation of people that have been shattered, broke up, and partially destroyed. And under the banner or name, title, nationality, Moorish American, that's what we strive to achieve. Now, I would debate anybody on the legitimacy, the standing in law on Moorish American. It doesn't matter to me. Most people that study Moorish science only get the internet perspective and don't know what they're talking about. But I will give you receipts. Anybody can step up to debate me and say it has no standing, and we can get busy. But the point that I'm making is I am making some kind of strides. What I'm saying is I'm still in that fight for some reparations because we are owed that. However, if Katrina happened or if a nuclear bomb happened, we need a place of refuge.
Man, listen, man. All right, so
man, shut the
family.
So we gonna get out here in some land and land of dirt, nigga.
Family. Yeah, right. Family. The question was, what is Morris world building? And now that we heard all of that, can any of y'all tell me what Morris World is building? Now that you heard him answer the question, can any of y'all tell us what Morris World is building? I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. I stopped sharing because my stuff is breaking up over here. I stopped sharing it. But can anybody tell me what Morris World is building? Because that was the question that he was responding to. Did anybody catch it?
It just went right on over my head. I heard babble. And my thing is just with what he did say, right? Because he really didn't say what was being built, right? But he's saying we're making strides. Now, that young man who was, speaking on behalf of FBA, right? He was saying the exact same thing. We're making strides, right? Wherever he is, he's going here. He's meeting people there. They're trying to get, political, clout or, talking to the right people to get things done. He mentioned what was going on here in California. So what is the difference in what everyone else is trying and striding to do than what he said they're striding? Like, right. I don't understand. Why is his work greater than everyone else's?
Exactly. And especially since we'd never heard of it. We haven't even heard about the stuff that you say that you're doing, but you heard about what FBA is doing. That's the reason why you're having this panel. You heard about it. And like I said, he tried to downplay the point that the brother made the other night when he said, listen, this thing is creating waves. Even Howard Dean, who is the head of the DNC, has had to respond and call Tariq out directly by name. And so his thing was, so because the European said something about it, that validates it. No, the point of the matter is, if what we were doing was meaningless, he wouldn't address it. The only reason why he feels the need to address it is because he sees that we're having an effect. We're affecting their agenda. And that's the reason why they're telling us to shut up.
They haven't mentioned Morris World.
Yeah. They ain't scared of y'all.
Yeah,
they ain't scared of y'all. Morris World been around way before FBA.
Right.
And Morris World been around for decades, since the early 1900s when Noble Jew Ali came through. Right? Noble Jew Ali was before Marcus Garvey, I think. I know he was before Elijah Muhammad, but I think he was before Marcus Garvey. So that's how long the Moorish Science Temple of America been around. They ain't shaking in their boots about nothing y'all doing. We've been saying foundational Black Americans since 2018. And the whole political structure is trying to figure out how to respond to it. The media has called us out by name. A lot of these other bootlicks and people that they send out here in their little bootlick media have had to respond to it. They all trying to figure out how to deal with the narrative that we've put out there, because it's resonating. Right. It's resonating and it's having an effect and it's fucking up their agenda.
Roland Martin hasn't even mentioned Morris World.
Right. Even old Roly Poly ain't even thinking about y'all.
I'm just saying.
So what you doing can't be too effective. It can't be too effective. We got the Secretary of State, the head of the DNC. What's that other lady? I forgot what her job is. I forgot what her job is. The one that she was cussing out Snoop, threatening Snoop when he said something about Gail.
Yeah. What is her name?
All these big wigs.
Basically.
All these big wigs. They calling us out and responding directly to us, trying to say that we're bots. Trying to, you know what I'm saying?
I got called about 2 weeks ago.
They having think tanks about what we're doing.
Right.
They are spending resources to try to figure out how to deal with us. You got the feds knocking on Tariq's door.
Right. Who knocking on your door? Because if they were worried about you and your impact to the community, they would come see you.
The white supremacists ain't even talking about y'all. Even the alt-right and all them ain't even worried about y'all. The right wing, ain't no alt-right dudes in his chat room right now trying to thwart what he got going on.
Nope.
They stay up in our mix. They stay up in our mix. Go on 4chan right now. They talking about FBA.
Right. I mean, think about this. The white supremacist that went into store and killed 11 of our brothers and sisters in New York. He wrote, "Here's your reparations" on his firearm.
On his
that
firearm.
wasn't in response to Moore's world.
Right.
That was in response to FBA.
Right.
Tariq is going to
so many incidents that we could point to.
Tariq is at the Revolt Summit this weekend talking about reparations.
Right. And remember, not because the people over there at Revolt just love Tariq so much and they just wanted him to be down. It's because they look funny style, not including us. This is not their first summit. They've been having summits trying to ignore us. And they keep getting called out and they look out of touch in funny style, not including us. So they like, we gotta invite Tariq. They had to bite their bottom lip and say, yeah, gotta invite Tariq. We gonna look funny
he's
style.
Expecting some bull crap. He's expecting some bull crap because they got people on there that's gonna be contrary to the message. That's what they do.
Right. And the thing is, too, this is another thing that I noticed, man. A lot of the older brothers like Taharka, who've been conscious for a long time, because a lot of people, I won't even just put it in the age category. I'll just put it in a category of people who've been quote unquote woke for a long time. If you already had knowledge of self back in the 80s and 90s, and you don't credit your awakening to hidden colors, there's a bit of resentment there. There's a bit of resentment there because when you saw hidden colors, there was a lot of information there that you already knew, but you haven't done anything with it. You haven't been able to make an impact, even though you already knew all this shit. You like, man, that ain't nothing new. He ain't said nothing new. We been knew that. We was talking about that. We was talking about that when I was in prison. Me and my man, we was building about that in the yard. Man, I had such and such book back in 1992.
Right.
Oh, such and such scholar wrote this book in 1992. I read that when I was 15. I had knowledge of self before I came on the internet, before there was a such thing as an internet. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have that resentment because I respect the impact that Hidden Colors had in spreading that message and getting more of our people awakened and on code. I respect that because it used to be lonely. It used to be lonely. It used to be hard to find like-minded individuals that you could chop up game with. You know what I'm saying? It used to be hard to get your family to understand you. When now I could just pop in a DVD and say, look, this is what I've been trying to tell y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
This whole time.
So I respect that. I respect what he's done. But there's a lot of people who feel like, damn, why they don't listen to me like that? Why I don't have that impact? That's what it is. It's a jealousy and a resentment. And I hate to say it because, like I said, I did have a certain respect for the brother just from watching his broadcast and all that. He has dropped some good information, made some good arguments. He does definitely create good content, but this is not a good look. It's being done in bad faith, and I got to keep it a buck. This is how it's coming across, brother. You look jealous. Jealous.
And Tariq has spoken about that before. Remember, during the Juneteenth holiday, and Walmart had the Juneteenth ice cream and stuff like that. And Tariq was like, had the space, and he's like, why is everybody mad? Because before they did it, when we knew that they were talking about possibly making Juneteenth a federal holiday and all this stuff, which they were doing that to Black people. Black people should have did the same thing. Black people should have trademarked it right away. Nobody's did anything with it and then got mad when a white person did it, as they do all the time. So we have to think like business just like these white people do. Don't get mad when someone else do it or feel like you're left out because you could have did the same thing. We as Black people could have went out and trademarked Juneteenth too. No one thought about it. Whitey did, and then that's when we get mad.
Right.
That's what he's doing. like you said, he sat around, he's had knowledge of self for such a long time. Tariq said, well, shoot, let me put this, make a documentary about this because this is information not all of us have. It will definitely resonate with the young people and we can, get them woke, awakened, and on code.
Right. He used his talent and his resources to figure out how to package this information in a way that would be palatable to people who ain't sitting around reading all these big ass books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I just think that this is something that has to be removed too, from our culture, that jealous spirit, that jealous envy that we have when it comes to one another. We can celebrate everyone else's accomplishments that do not look like us. You know what I'm saying? If it's a white NFL player or NBA player, like all of a sudden he's more special, you know what I'm saying? Because he made a few more baskets than Kobe. Oh, that white boy good. You know what I'm saying? We can never celebrate us the way that we will celebrate them. When we do something that's great and great for the culture for some reason or another, we're going to pick at it to find. And when I say we, I don't mean me. I'm just saying some, we're going to pick at it to make it something bad. You know what I'm saying? Or something, he's just doing it for himself. He's lying in his pocket. Don't support it. When you went to go see Black Panther, that wasn't lying in your pockets. That was, you know what I'm saying? That had nothing. We didn't get none of that. Like you said, when you're going to shop and wearing Nike shoes, you won't get none of that either. But you don't mind going to spend it. But as soon as our people produce something, all of a sudden we're worried about where's that money going.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, man, if you're looking at the FBA movement, and I'll put it in quotes as a movement, we know it's a lineage, but there is a movement by people who are recognizing themselves as FBAs, right? And if you're looking at that and you see some holes in it, or you see that it's not perfect, why are you focusing on those imperfections rather than just saluting the effort?
Right.
Why not just salute the effort? And what you don't agree with, you don't agree with. Why not just do what you feel needs to be done on your end and salute other people who are trying to get it done on their end?
Right. And even if it's something wrong with it, why not reach out? You know what I'm saying? Reach out to whomever you think is the head or whatever. Reach out and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I see I don't agree with this. And this is kind of my vision or what I interpret this. Interpret what you're saying, and I think you guys need to tweak this and to make it a little better. I think all of us will be open to that. But when you come and make these bad faith arguments, as he has been and is doing currently on that broadcast, I can't swallow that. I can't take that. I don't accept that at all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't like it.
Taharka has been clicked in with Sinetta, other people, which I believe he's kind of, I guess, beefing with a little bit. For whatever reason. But if you see something wrong with the foundation, make some, constructive criticism would be great. Reach out to people. Hey, I think this will work for you guys' movement. Maybe if you did it this way and, this and do this, people are open to it because we're kind of going at, learning as we go in a way. In a lot of these spaces, we understand history. Right. So we're trying to maneuver what was done wrong in the past and make it right now. Removing the things the ways in which our ancestors did wrong, meaning accepting the minority tag, bring everybody in at the demise of ourselves. We weren't putting ourselves first at one point. Now we're putting ourselves first. These are things that should have been done a long time ago. We weren't aware of it. We're aware now. So now we're delineating and putting our needs first and foremost. And I think that's the problem. Now, wait, another question I have is, because again, I don't know about this Moorish stuff. Moors came from Morocco, right? And a lot of them were in Spain and stuff like we know that. But wouldn't they be Africans?
Yes. Yes, but when I asked him the question the other day, doesn't Moor just mean black? He said no, Moor means Westerner. It's the ones who went west, the ones who traveled west. I don't know from where, but I guess he's talking about on the continent of Africa, the ones that came from the east and went to the west. They called them West. They called themselves Westerners. I don't know about that part of the explanation, but I don't doubt that he got some receipts on that. But the thing about it is, Moor is a term that means black in Spanish and the ancient Roman languages. That's what they refer to all black people as, not just black people from Morocco, not just black people in the western part of Africa. All black people were referred to as Moors, Moreno, Moorish. You know what I'm saying? It means black.
He knows that, but to say it doesn't mean that, and it has to fit his narrative and with because they don't identify as black. So when people say Moorish means black, well, we already have our explanation written down.
But listen, but the thing is, I don't doubt. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the Moorish Science Temple for a long time. I don't doubt that it's based on some valid information. You know what I'm saying? That part of what he's saying. I don't doubt that part. But at the same time, it's a semantic argument also. You're just getting into semantics. You're just getting into semantics.
Black, it means black, Taharka. It means black, Taharka.
Right.
You don't consider yourself black, and we get that. We respect that, but Moorish means black.
All right. Moreno.
It means black. It means
Moorish.
black. But I wanted to talk about, because I know obviously, we've been on here for a little minute, but there was a situation. Well, there's two things I want to talk about.
All right, well, we ain't got all damn night.
I know we ain't got all day, but okay. I thought it was interesting. New York, NYPD removes drill rappers from the Rolling Loud concert in New York. I thought that like, wow.
Yeah. I sent that to my son. I wanted to get my son's take on that one. Let me see if he hit me back. I wanted to see what he was going to say about that. Oh, no, he ain't see my message yet.
Yeah, I thought that like, so they out there messing with these brothers' bread.
Yeah, but the reason I paused on it a little bit, because when I read it, I don't know none of these names. And so they have regular Negroes in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's not really rappers. They're not in the industry. They don't have no record deal or their own label or anything where they're really putting out music. These are niggas that download beats on YouTube and make videos and put it on YouTube and call themselves drill rappers. But meanwhile, they might be a part of some gang activity that's taking place. May or not be. I'm not saying they are. And it's like they do it a lot when a lot of these dudes get killed. It'd be somebody that you never heard of, and they'll say, rapper so-and-so gets gunned down in the Bronx. A rapper so-and-so got gunned down in Chicago. And it'd be a rapper that you never heard of. I'm like, why are you calling him a rapper? Just because he got a mixtape or he got a song on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Now, if I would have saw that the drill rappers were banned from this concert in New York, and it was Fabio Foreign or Hollow the Dawn, or I think his name was Hollow the Dawn, or one of these known drill rappers that really got music out, that's really in the industry, touring and doing shit like that, then I would be saying, okay, this is some funny style shit going on. I mean, it's funny style from different angles, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about as far as saying that y'all blocking these people from furthering their career. My question is, are these people that even have a career in the first place? Or are these just some street niggas that got a couple songs on YouTube? Nah, PNB Rock is legit.
Are they YouTube famous?
PNB Rock is legit.
YouTube famous.
PNB Rock, he got hit records on billboards and all that. You know what I'm saying? He collaborating with mainstream artists. He's a mainstream artist. And I'm not saying that you have to be mainstream to be legit, but you have to be legit to be legit. Right, say that.
You legit.
They use this word rapper as a pejorative. You know what I mean? It's another code word that they just use. And drill is another code word now. They just using that, you know, to put a tag on people that they could target. And so I never heard of those rappers that was in the article. That's why I was like, let me ask my son to see if he ever heard of these dudes, because I don't know all the drill rappers, but I never heard of these dudes.
Chicago, I really didn't know anything about drill music till recently in the news. I'm not familiar. Okay, so the final one. The final one that I wanted to talk about, I saw this in the Shade Room, but it was still a great story. Not a great story, but it's a very, very sad story. I don't know what these brothers are in prison for, but one of the guy's name or a sister posted it on her social media. She says, my brother, Castillo Vaughn, he's currently an inmate placed in Elmore Correctional Facility. I'm coming to you now based on my brother's health. My brother, and I have to zoom in, y'all, because it's really small. They took like a shot. As you can see in these photos, he is extremely malnourished. In these rapidly declining, he's rapidly declining. As you can see in these photos, he is extremely malnourished. In these particular photos, he cannot walk nor stand. He is weak and vulnerable. My last visitation with him was on July 24th, 2022. He was in good condition. I am not a doctor, but his health seems to be deteriorating. I received 2 pictures of him today saying, get help. I'm looking for you simply to share and get the pictures out. This is violating human rights. I don't see how you cannot get help when an individual is in this state. And it says tag all the news sites or whatever, but if you can show the pictures, these are recent photos of several inmates up in there, like literally like they're starving them.
Where's this?
It's called Elmer Correctional
I never
Facility.
Heard of that.
Let me look that up.
Oh, is this on the Shade Room right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit look like it's in goddamn Somalia somewhere.
This is in Alabama, you guys. So Elmer Correctional City is a prison in Elmore County, Alabama.
Wow.
Fair use, by the way, fair use.
I don't know if y'all can see that. I mean, actually, I think I may be able to.
And by the way,
I'll figure something else the other day.
There we go.
So that's how he went in, and that's how he looked now. He got a scar going across his belly, like he got some type of surgery or something. Damn.
Or maybe that's a scar that he already had.
Could be. It looked like some tubes. He hooked up some tubes and stuff, though. I don't know what's going on here.
Look at the second picture.
This is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, everybody needs to be writing, calling that facility and bringing attention to that, because something is just not right. You know, he clearly needs medical attention. He clearly needs to be in a hospital.
Yeah. For sure. Man. Come on, Alabama. Yeah, that don't even look like the same dude, man.
Right.
That don't even look like the same dude. How long he been in there?
It didn't say. I don't know how long he's been in there.
Is this a county jail or a prison?
It is county.
Oh, no.
It's a prison. It's a medium security prison for men located in Elmore Baltimore County, Alabama. The facility has been operating capacity of 1,176 and was first opened in 1981. So
yeah, I don't like to see that, man. I don't
yeah,
like to see that. Man. Behind enemy lines.
Yeah, but that's just sad. AD Elmer Correctional Facility Administrator retiring following arrest. And this is just an old article from, actually not old, it was on September 7th, and he's a black man. He's retiring after his arrest. And this is from an administrator from that same prison. Is he FBA?
What's his name?
One has to add. In Alabama. His AD Jeffrey Baldwin. Nah, he might not be. I mean, he may be. He's the warden.
Ain't too many non-FBAs in Alabama, I don't think.
Yeah, he just an old country.
But let me just say this to your ass, Nicely Girl, because being that this is on the Shade Room, I already know Rock Nation is going to be on top of this. And so when Rock Nation handle their business and get this man his goddamn justice, you better give Jay-Z his props. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not doing it because Jay-Z ain't done nothing. The sister doing it, and me, because I'm bringing shine to it too on the Sincere Love the Godcast. So I'm taking credit. Jay-Z, he's not giving up credit.
That's right. But when that man send them lawyers down there and get some straightening going on, just get a man his props. That's all I'm saying. Now let's end the show.
He needs to give me my props because I'm making him aware because I'm at the Godcast right now.
Man. All right, y'all. We out of here, man. I ain't messing with y'all all night. I know Taharka's still going live. He's gonna be on there till 3 o'clock in the morning.
On all night. Yeah.
I ain't messing with y'all. I gotta work all day tomorrow. Yep. And then I gotta take my son. He got homecoming on Saturday. So I gotta take him to the mall. So, this Saturday?
Yeah, there's a Saturday as well. So I got a lot. We haven't even went and got his stuff to wear yet. We've been procrastinating, so we got to get up early Saturday morning and kind of
all he needs is a shirt though. So he just asked I take him to the mall. So he want to wear a turtleneck. So he just asked I'll take him to the mall when I get off. Hopefully I have some time.
This weekend is supposed to be in the 3 digits, so a turtleneck is not gonna work. Even though it's at night, it's gonna be at night too. So that's what
his mother said. That's what his mother said because it was 92 today. That's the same thing his mother said. Like, boy, what you want a turtleneck for? He was like, we're gonna be inside. We're gonna be inside. But let me tell you, these little niggas don't care about no weather. They just want to look a certain way. They be coming to the barbershop. It be hot as hell outside. They be coming to the barbershop with hoodies on. I'm like, if you don't take off that hoodie.
Speaking of, my son sends me a picture. He's been taking photos of himself, or his girlfriend has been taking photos of him, and he sends them to me while he's at school. And today he thought his outfit was so fly, and he sends me another picture, and he's in a damn hoodie.
That was today?
It's hot. Today, he's in a hoodie.
That's how they do it, man. That's how they do it. I ain't mad. I used to wonder back in the days, though. Back in the days, I used to wonder why the hell was NWA wearing them goddamn Raider jackets and Scullies and shit. I was like, ain't it hot as hell out there?
I had one of those jackets. I wasn't a Raiders jacket. You know, the one that Easy would wear, the all black one that didn't have Raiders on it or whatever. But I had one of those, and I had my name, stitched in with $2 signs on the side.
With the big bamboo earrings, with the swoop.
I got a picture of me, y'all. I got a picture of me I think this had to be.
Can't play with my yo.
See, this had to be this probably like 88, 87, 88, y'all. I was like, I came a long way, and you couldn't tell me I wasn't cute. I was like, ooh wee, child.
Yeah, them old pictures be hitting different, man. Listen, family, make sure that y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share this out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new content. This was a cool impromptu episode of Sincere Love the Godcast tonight. We had some fun chopping it up. Hopefully everything is all right with our sister Star, who was supposed to be our guest for this evening. So I didn't get a chance to change the title. I'm gonna see if I could change the title and the description to the video after we post it. But if you're watching this on the replay and you see the title say something else about the Black Business Showcase and you're confused, we got stood up by our guest tonight. She didn't make it, so we did an impromptu broadcast tonight. So that's what this was about. But other than that, we're gonna see y'all on Sunday, family. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Make sure that y'all tune in. We're going to have some more news that you can use. All right, probably by Sunday, Jay-Z going to have that Alabama shit straight. You know what I mean?
And I want to give my props, and I want to be at the press conference so I can speak.
And they got the Revolt Summit going on this weekend, too. So a lot of people are going to be in Atlanta. Tickets were sold out. Man, I thought about it today last minute. I was thinking about going. I was listening to Sharik broadcast. I was like, man, let me see if I get a ticket. That joint was sold out. And it was cheaper than I thought it was going to be, too.
Speaking of, because Dewan B posted that he was going to be at a pull-up this weekend, and he's going to be speaking at City Hall in reference to reparations this weekend, and I'm going to pull up. So I'll, try to capture some stuff on live, but I definitely will go out to support him. I think it's only from 2 to 5. So I'm going to pull up out there this weekend.
Okay, that's what's up.
It's Saturday. It's Saturday, yeah. He posted it today, so I'm definitely going to pull up.
That's what's up. All right, family. We'll see y'all on Sunday. Remember, we are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Peace and Black love.
Peace.
Most resilient, we poster children of prophecy fulfillment. We gotta be God's children.